For the record, it's Sunday, May 17th. It's a long weekend in Canada, and I'm shaving tomorrow. And this is Manga Market Analysis. Let's get into the big one this week. Again, it's another huge Rainier consignment shop sale. This is Akira, Volume 1, Number 1, first print, BGS 9.4. It is tied as the highest graded Akira Number 1. There's only 2 of them. It says sold $35,000. However, when I go to firstprint.net, you can see they have it listed as $25,000. I believe the $25,000, but whether it's 35 or 25, that's still a massive sale. And I'm really glad to see something besides One Piece. Actually, this is the first time I've been doing this since One Piece is not the number 1 sale. And this makes sense because this is 1984, so getting a near mint of any manga from 1984 is a huge accomplishment. And don't forget, I mean, One Piece came out in 1997, the end of 1997 for the manga. So, and while we're at it, since we're here, let's go through the actual top 10 as listed by firstprint.net. And if anybody knows of any other apps that track manga sales, please let me know. I go through 20 to 30 pages of eBay sales every week just with the search word of manga. Let's start. Number 1, Akira, BGS 9.4, $25,000. Number 2, no surprise for the week, One Piece Volume 1, BGS 9.2, $16,750. On May 11th, another One Piece First Print Volume 1, this time only a BGS 8, $6,500. One Piece at number 4, One Piece Volume 1 again, this time another 8, $6,100. Position number 5, Demon Slayer, number 1, 9.2. This one has the Obi, $3,500. 6 is Dragon Ball, 6.5. Number 1 first print, of course. Basically went for $3,400. 7 is another One Piece, went for $33. 8, another One Piece, and a 6.5, also went for $3,300. Number 9 is a Naruto with the Obi, BGS 8.5, $3,250. And rounding out the top 10, we have another One Piece, BGS 7.5, went for $3,086.44. So now that we've got the top 10 out of the way, let's get into some of the more lower priced Japanese first print manga sales. And we'll start with Akira Volume 1. Again, same thing as the one that went for 25 grand. This time it went for $919. And again, I gotta emphasize, it's like, this is great. This is not gonna come back a BGS 9.4. It's still worth money. It's just that as soon as you get into those 9s, it becomes like multiples. So still, good deal, good price. Next up, we have, well, from a seller I buy from quite frequently, firstprint.net, Attack on Titan BGS 8.5, Volume 1, first printing. This one went for $1,149.99. Next up is a Berserk Volume 10. This one was a BGS 9.4, went for $450. This one says ended, but I was able to verify here from 130 point that yes, indeed, it did go for $450. This one saddens me a little. It's a Dragon Ball 27. It's signed by Akira Toriyama, $1,750. Another Dragon Ball, this time 37. This one is graded, and that's a 9.6, so it's a pretty high grade, $750. I just want to say that I don't list all the Dragon Balls in One Piece that sells. If you have a high grade of any Dragon Ball, like I'm talking 9.6, 9.8, or any One Piece, yeah, they're going to go for usually between $500 to $1,000 or more. Next up, we have a Demon Slayer Volume 1 first print, BGS 9.2. You can see it was listed for $5,525 or best offer. In this case, it was a best offer accepted. It went for $3,500. Here's one that actually went up for auction. Same book, no Obi, $935. Still on my Demon Slayer analysis here. This is just a raw book. $700. I think Demon Slayer is the one that's being spec'd on a bit, because if you go back to, like, let's say April 2nd, Raw went for $380. None of these have Obi, by the way. Then on 23rd, $430. 24th, $450. 27th is an anomaly. This one was listed for $1,000. They took $139. May 3rd, $550, and then on May 11th, $700. So you can see, besides that one outlier, a nice rise in price. So it just goes to show me, like, a lot of people are interested in picking up this book, and these are just the raw without the Obi ungraded. So here's one that caused me to make a purchase. I probably shouldn't have on firstprint.net, but you're going to see in one of my future openings. So this is Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, Volume 1, BGS 9.6, first printing, sold for $180, which is impressive considering it doesn't have the Obi. Here's a new one for the list. This is the BGS 9.8 of Hikaru ga Shinda Natsu, Volume 1. First print Japanese with the Obi, published 2022. Basically went for $1,000. Now this one's out of stock, but I did verify it with firstprint.net, and it really did go for $999.80. Here's the Jujutsu Kaisen with Obi, BGS 9.4. $2,300. What was interesting to me is, like, the same book ungraded. So somebody's taking a little bit of a gamble, see if this will come back at a 9.4 or higher. A lot of these Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1s are going for the $1,700 to $1,800. Here's another one that's just been a monster. This is Pokemon Pocket Monsters Special Volume 1, first printing 1997. This raw, $1,475. Here's one that's actually graded. This is a BGS 4.5, same book. Went for $1,995.95. Next up, we have a Sailor Moon number 1, or Bishoujo Shensi Sailor Moon, Volume 1, first printing from 1992, with the Obi. Was listed for $2,999. They took an offer. I was able to establish from firstprint.net that one actually went for $2,550. So some of the challenges, right, is because a lot of times on the eBay listings, it'll say out of stock. So for example, we have Vinland Saga, first printing of the old packaging, volumes 1 and 2. Seller had it for $320, says out of stock. These two books sold for $304. I was able to verify that on 130 point. Let's jump into another example here. So this one would have made the list any week. This is a reserved listing, BGS 9.6 Demon Slayer with the Obi, first printing. Had it for $15,000. It says ended. Even though this one was ended May 12th, it does not appear on my firstprint.net. Here's some of the challenges I have. Okay, let's get to the Shonen Jump. This is the Zenshi portion of the video. And I'm sure everybody knows by now, but Logan Paul went out and he bought a BGS 9.2 of Shonen Jump 51, 9.2, paid, what did he pay, $550,000 or something crazy? It was quite a bit of money. So basically what's that done is anybody with that Shonen Jump is now listing it. So the first one is not BGS. This one's just raw, and it's actually, I took a look at it, it's not in great shape. Either we're talking like a 2.5-ish here, so, but they had it for $11,499. Then we had the second one for $12,999, and again, that was in rough shape as well. Went on to 130 point. They didn't get those prices, but they still got very respectable prices. One went for $8,700. The other one went for $9,999. This isn't Shonen Jump. This is a monthly Koro Koro comic from April 1997, number 228. This is the first Ash Ketchum cover. So this is like a comic book phenomenon when you have like first cover, even though it's not their true first appearance, it's their first cover, went for 250 bucks. This is a Shonen Jump Volume 0, went for $750. Why is this one interesting to me? Because it's the English Shonen Jump that they put out way back in late 2002. Here we have a Weekly Shonen Jump, 1998, number 14. This is the first Hunter x Hunter. This one went for $3,199. Here's one of the big ones. Weekly Shonen Jump 1997, number 34, first chapter One Piece, first appearance, first debut, $9,999. Okay, this is kind of a, just be careful. This is another Weekly Shonen Jump 1997, number 34, and you're looking at it going, 438 bucks? That's a fantastic deal. This is actually a reissue of it, like a reprint. They do exist. Here's a Weekly Shonen Jump 2014, number 32, and a BGS 7.5. This is the first My Hero Academia, $285, which seems really low to me. Here's another fairly recent Shonen Jump. This is number 51 from 2020, BGS 8.5, which is a really good grade for a Shonen Jump. This one is First Sakamoto Days, $1,600. And finally, we have one of the hottest titles in the last couple of years coming out of Japan is Weekly Shonen Jump 2023, number 42, which is the first Kagurabachi. This one looks to be in fantastic shape. They had it listed for $1,200. They accepted $1,000. And before we jump into the final English portion of the video, I just wanted to say I'm only human. Sometimes I miss certain sales. When you're looking through like 20 to 30 pages of eBay sales, it gets, you know, a little blurry at times. I did miss the Hunter x Hunter number 1 English first printing, BGS 9.4. Thank you, Halen versus Russian. I totally know where that name's from. Like I said, sometimes I do miss stuff, so I apologize for that. And let's get into the English manga. Okay, first up we have Basra, volume 21. So that 19, 20, and 21 of Basra are crazy expensive. This one sold for $400. This is another one from the Absolute Chads, Video Games and Manga, Berserk, volume 1. First printing, not graded, raw, $1,300. I don't know if we're kicking off a first printing English manga boom here or whatnot, but I can tell you, like, normally Berserk Volume 1, even if they're sealed, go for like super cheap. Like even this week, actually yesterday, we had a Berserk Volume 1 sealed. It went for less than $6. Here's another one. This is Bleach Volume 1. This time it is graded. This went up to auction. So this is a BGS 7.0 first printing of Bleach number 1. $338 by auction with 22 bids. And just to let you know, light novels still go for a lot of money. This is Classroom of the Elite Year 2, Volume 4.5, $175. Here's another light novel, Durara, Volume 8, $239.99. Another big sale for a Volume 1 English, BGS 9.4, Hunter x Hunter, $449.99. Now this is a good grade for first printing Volume 1 of an English manga. Let's contrast this. I left this one off the other list. This one sold on May 10th. This is the Japanese of the same book, basically. So BGS 8.0, so a lower grade, first printing Japanese, $1,675. So the Japanese first printings are still going for more, but that other English sale, nothing to scoff at. Here's an oldie but a goodie. Samurai Champloo Volume 1, BGS 7.5 English, first printing, $240. And finally, let's end off with a couple light novels. This is Vampire Hunter D, Volume 27, Nightmare Village, $190. We've had this one before. When they sell, they go for good money. As witnessed by Vampire Hunter D, Volume 29, Noble Front, $275. And that's a really cool cover, I gotta say. Anyways, just to show you how human I am, I absolutely did miss one on the Japanese manga. This one is Fairy Tail Volume 1. Was BGS 9.0. Again, they had the ended, but it was at $765. It actually did go for that price, even though it says ended as opposed to sold. So there you have it. Thoughts this week. It's really great to see that Akira #1 go for that amount of money. It's nice to see that kind of diversification and variety. So it's not just One Piece, it's not just Dragon Ball, it's just not Naruto, it's just not Demon Slayer. Now we're into the Akira titles. You will see a trend here though. It's titles that are like huge in America as well, right? So it's not just they're huge in Japan, they're big worldwide. So those are the ones in high grades, especially the shonen. I also wanted to add what might be exciting for like a lot of viewers of the channel is, that first print English manga. Yeah, that Berserk. I don't know if that's an anomaly or what. Same with the Hunter x Hunter 1. But the first printing English suddenly going for like big bucks. Yeah, there might be something there. So, check your #1 mangas, see if it's first printing. Who knows, right? On that note, if you haven't seen my $20 manga challenge, like no pressure, no pressure. But what I've done is I've made a video for the $20 manga challenge. And the idea is, just speculate on something insane, right? That you think could make it, like could appreciate in value. And let's wait until about Christmas time and see how we did. I've already put up my 3 picks that I purchased, and they were all like literally $15 or even a little bit less. And we'll see how they do. And buy what you like, of course. And the 3 I got are ones that interested me as well. So anyways, thanks again for watching. It's been another week, and wow, go manga. Talk to you later. Bye bye.